Power to the truth. This is Margo. This is Friday, May the 10th, 2019, 5:20 p.m. Pacific Time, United States of America. This is going to be a pretty focused show tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Oroville Dam situation and the lake level that keeps rising, and I've got some websites that people can go to for more information that I will be showing as well. And then we're going to do earthquakes, and that's going to be it. So we're just going to start right over here with the this is the Department of Water Resources California Data Exchange Center, which shows the lake level where we're currently at with Oroville. This is real-time data. The 5 o'clock reading was at 888.46 feet. So it's almost at 888.5 feet. And yesterday the lake went up 0.39 feet, the same as the day before. And so since midnight, okay, 888.46 minus 888.22, where it was at midnight. Right now it's gone up about a fourth of a foot, which is about 3 inches. But it's still rising, and they have not opened the main spillway, and lots of people are getting concerned about this. People are starting to report on this all over the internet. And on my Subscribe Star page, if you haven't gone there yet, this is a page where if you would like to support my work for $5 a month, you can certainly join us over here. And I put up private posts and public posts, and you can message me over here, you can comment over here, and I'm really pleased with the way it's working out. But I have a couple of public posts that I put up today regarding the Oroville situation, and it's very serious. It's very serious, and for anyone living in the Oroville, California area, I recommend that you watch this video. It's on YouTube, but I have it linked over here. I'm putting this over here on Subscribe Star because I don't want to put up any red flags over on YouTube. So this video is from Robert at Trumpet News. I subscribe to his channel. He reported on Oroville 2 years ago when the spillway broke, and he's bringing good information now. If you live in the Oroville, California area, please watch this video and make plans accordingly. And so he live streamed this today. It's called Oroville Dam Important Update. Spillway still closed with projected heavy precipitation. And then this is the date of the video. And they're predicting 2 to 4 inches of rain in the area next week. And according to the website, the information that he's found, 1 inch of rain for runoff for the whole area equals 12 feet of lake level rise. And so we're already at 888.5 feet, and I was looking for this. The top of the emergency spillway, now that's not the main spillway, but the emergency spillway is 901. So let's just say we're at 889, because we will be in another day or so by this time tomorrow. So 901 minus 889 is 12 feet from the top. So and so that's 1 inch of rain. And so if they're and so it's not stopping, and they're not opening the spillway at all, and we're gonna have snow keep melting and everything. And so with the continued rise, I mean, I don't see how this lake is not going to overtop. So, and they're anticipating 2 to 4 inches of rain, and so that's at least 24 feet that the lake level is going to go up. So I mean, it's going to go over. That's all there is to it. And we're 12 feet from the top by tomorrow. We're right around almost 12 feet from the top. So that's equal to 1 inch of water runoff for rain. So if we get 2 inches, then it'll automatically go over 12 feet. And then if they get 4 inches, you can just add it up. So once it starts going over that emergency spillway, then they really have to worry about the dam holding. And there are issues here that are not being discussed, and but Trumpet News is a good channel, and I subscribe to some other Oroville watch groups and stuff, and you can just look under the channels on my YouTube channel and find them and then check them out. So you know, if they get 4 inches of rain, this is not counting the snow melt that will happen with the rain too, but 4 times 12 is 48 feet. So 1 inch equals 12 feet. 1 inch of rain equals 12 feet. So 48 feet, I mean, they're done. If it rises 48 feet and all the other lakes are full, and they need to be releasing water. There are a whole bunch of levees and dams and stuff, and it's going to be a disaster if all of this rain happens. Even an inch of rain with the continued rise, even an inch of rain could be disastrous. So 2 inches, you know, it's going to go up 24 feet. 3 inches is 36 feet. 4 inches is 48 feet. So there you have it. So I recommend everyone watch this video. You can either watch it right here from my Subscribestar page, or you can just click right there and go to YouTube and watch it. And then I posted, this is a link to the California Water Department. It's a flood map of the area that would be affected if the Oroville Dam breaks, if it's breached. And I'm not going to go over it right here. I might do a private video and put it up. But I really don't want to get the trolls after me on YouTube on this. But if anyone lives in the area, click on this link. You can see the map. This is from the Department of Water in California. And this is the flood zone where all that water would go if the dam broke. And it also tells time frames from like when it broke, when it would be downstream, when the water would be coming downstream, and at what height it would be coming down. And it's shocking to see that, and I recommend people go there and download that. It's a PDF file. So there's that I wanted to show everyone. Now, we're going to get right into earthquakes. But, I've been saying for a couple of weeks that I've got a real bad feeling about this situation, and the authorities are not really giving us any updates. And, on the live cams, you see them, all these trucks and guys going all over the place and things happening. There was a blast there on, I think it was Wednesday. I didn't see it. It was off camera. I was in this one live stream where they were watching it, but the blast happened off camera, and apparently nothing really happened as far as affecting the dam, as far as we know. And I didn't see any earthquakes on USGS, but a lot of times they don't show up. So this is going to be my main focus for the next, till we get through this crisis. It may be a week, it may be a few days, I don't know, but that Oroville is going to be my main focus. So that's just a heads up. So here we are on USGS. We have 260 earthquakes worldwide for all magnitudes in the last 24 hours. Of those, we have 32 that are 2.5 magnitude and higher. So this 2.5 is about to come off the map in Puerto Rico. There's a 4.1 at Adak, Alaska. That's at 7:08. We got plenty of time. So I'm going to start down here in Central America, Costa Rica, and they have volcanoes here. 2.8 near Colon, Costa Rica, came in at 7:32 last night. That's a pretty small one, but they reported that. And then down here in South America, there was a 4.7 near Palma Sola, Argentina. This happened last night at 9:46 p.m. And then down in the South Pacific, a 5.6 in the Kermadec Islands near Raoul Island, New Zealand at 8:23 last night, and 5.1 south of the Fiji Islands at 7:05 this morning. This one was very deep, 537 kilometers deep. And then a 5.8 near Isengel, Vanuatu at 1:44 this morning, 111 kilometers deep. Then a 5.3 near Lata, Solomon Islands at 7:53 this morning. Then coming on up, we've got a couple happened off the southern part of Japan. There were a couple here yesterday too. 4.6 near Nichinon at 9:53 last night, and a 4.9 right next to it, but the reporting station is Miyazaki-shi, Japan at 4:40 this morning. Coming on over, here's one in Iran, 4.1 near Bandar Abbas, Iran at 7:41 last night, 35 kilometers deep. And that's all of the international earthquakes. Now let's go to Hawaii for all magnitudes. We're seeing 6 here on the map. a 2.2, 1.7, 2.6, 1.8, 2.6, and 1.9. So that's still showing lots of activity over there. And then down here at British Columbia, Dominican Republic, sorry. We've got 11 on the map. I call them off: 2.5, 2.7, 2.9, 2.7, 2.1, 2.7, 2.3, 2.1, 1.8, 2.5, 1.8. So those are showing movement. Now up here in Alaska, we've got 71 of all magnitudes showing there. We're going to start with these two down here near ADAC of 4.1 at 7:08 last night, and 3.8 at 7:14 last night. So 6 minutes apart. Here's a 4.2 near Coho, Alaska. 3.2 Big Lake, that's at Anchorage. And here's a 2.7 at Kobuk. Now those were the ones that were 2.5 magnitude or higher. Now down here at ADAC, they had a little tiny one, minus 0.9 there on the island. So a little microquake there. Now we're looking at all magnitudes, and Alaska has 71 here. So they must be clustered up because it doesn't look like 71 on this map. They must have had a whole bunch at Kobuk. That's all I can think. Well, we've got 36 here at Kobuk in the last 24 hours. Most of them are under 2s. Here's that 2.7. That's the largest one. And then a 2.2. And then the rest are 1s, it looks like. So 35, but there still must be some more clusters. Unless they're just spread out. Oh, here's a cluster. Look at this. We've got 5 here near Manly Hot Springs and North Nenana. These are 2.1 is the highest, and then they're under in the 1s range. So we've got, I would think we've got a few clusters with seeing this many. It doesn't look like 70 something. Anchorage, okay, right here we've got 11. That's not that many. 14 as we back out. That's at 4.2 near Coho. That just came in at 4:52 this afternoon. So anyway, those are, so we got some small ones, but they're moving up. They're moving up through the state. Now let's come on down into the lower 48. I'm going to start over here in Tennessee. We've got another 2.5 near Coalfield, Tennessee at 3:04 this afternoon. And then we've got this 2.2 near Tiptonville, Tennessee in the New Madrid hazardous zone. Next, we've got this one in Arizona, but the reporting station is St. George, Utah, but it's in northwest Arizona. It was a 1.7 that came in last night at 6:56 p.m. Next, up here, getting lost, in Utah, we've got one at Francis, Utah, 1.2. Now coming on up into the Yellowstone region, we've got 12 here today. Here's a quarry blast, another 1.4 near Butte, Montana at 12:03 this afternoon. That was right on schedule. So here's a 1.1 Hoback, Wyoming. Here's a 0 magnitude near Lehman, Montana. Here's a 0.9 West Yellowstone. Here's 2 at Old Faithful Geysers, a 1.1 and a 1.5. Here's a 0.3 Virginia City, Montana, 0.5 Manhattan, Montana, 0.8 Lincoln, Montana, 1.5 Lincoln, Montana, 0.1 Polson, Montana, and a 1.0 Lakeside, Montana. So still seeing activity up there. Now, coming up into the Pacific Northwest, we're only showing one in Washington today, a 1.6 near West Richland, Washington. Now if we look at the real-time tremor map, in the last 3 hours, we've got 1.6 hours of tremors, so that's over half the time. And most of them are clustered down here southwest of Eugene, Oregon. We've got a few to the west of Portland, Oregon too. That's kind of where they're moving around now. And so in the last 12 hours, they've got 7.3 hours of tremors. That's over half the time. And you can see they're really clustered down here by Eugene. In the last 24 hours, there's 15.5 hours of tremors. So that's well over half the time that it was shaking with tremors. And the tremors happen before the earthquakes happen, but it shows the movement. Pre-earthquake is tremors. Let's go to Nevada next. We've got this one just southwest of Pyramid Lake, a 1.0. And then coming on down, we've got what's going on at Hawthorne. This is where that cluster happened yesterday. There's 3 in that area now. A 3.6 that came in this morning at 5:58, and a 2.7 at 6:54 this morning, and a 1.6 at 9:44 this morning. Here's another one, a 0.8. Here's a 2.4 Goldfield, and then only one in southern Nevada at 0 magnitude near Beatty. Here's another one. Nope, that was the Arizona one. Now let's go over to California. Here's a 0.8 near Gardnerville. Here's a 1.6 Mariposa. Now let's zoom in at Mammoth We've got 10 here at Mammoth Lakes today. And here's a 1.6, that's a larger one. And another 1.6, and the rest of them were under that. Smaller. But they're registering. So that's a super volcano caldera area. Here's a 1.3 Lone Pine. Here we have 13 in the Coso Junction area, including that one from Lone Pine. So these are clustered up. We can see the movement is happening in the same place over here and over here. So these are definitely clustered 13, and they're pretty small. That 1.3, here's a 1.1. I'm just calling out the larger ones. 1.5, 2.8, that's the highest one so far. Another 2.8, 2.6, and then a 1.6 just came in at 542 just now. So those are getting bigger in magnitude. Now coming into Southern California, we've got these two down here in the Gulf of California. Next to Baja, we've got a 4.1 that happened this morning at 10:05, and a 3.4 that happened this morning at 10:21. So those were pretty close together. Right on this red line, this is the Imperial Fault Line, which is an extension of the San Andreas Fault Line. Now, coming up into Southern California, we're seeing 47 here on the map today. So that's a pretty good number. Here's a 1.5 magnitude quarry blast near Chula Vista. Let's see what else is 2.5 magnitude down here. Now we saw that. We've got some here at the geysers, a 2.8 and a 2.7. We'll be looking at the geysers in a minute. But this is 2.5 magnitude and higher. Okay. So all of these are smaller than 2.5 magnitude, but they count. 47 is a pretty good number. Here's a cluster of 15 here at Brawley. 15 right down here. Here's a 2.0, 2.1, 2.0. They're high ones and low twos. So there's that. And so the little ones count. They definitely count. So we're seeing them clustered around here. And now let's come up the San Andreas Fault Line. Here's a 0.7 Pear Blossom, 1.5 Fraser Park, 1.7 Pinnacles, 2.3 Tres Pinos, 2.0 Tres Pinos, 2.17 Trees. Here's a 1.1 magnitude quarry blast Loyola. And then we've got a cluster here next to Berkeley. We've got 3, a 0.9, a 1.5, and a 1.3. All right together. And these have happened this afternoon. It's in the San Francisco area. And then at the geysers, we've got 54 here today. So that's an uptick in the number, definitely. And we saw those two that were above 2.5 magnitude here. So this is more movement. Here's a 2.2. Here's the 2.8. Here's 2.7. And most of these are under 1. Here's a 1.6. And 1.2 is the last one. So there you go. So we're just going to be showing all of these things that are happening. And things are happening so fast, it's going to be hard to keep track of everything. Here's one that just came in, a 4.9 near Saiki, Japan. This came in at 4:59 p.m. It's in the ocean in between these two little islands. So that's not big enough to cause damage, especially with it being in the ocean, but we've got 3 right there now, and it's right next to that red line. So let's see if there's anything else I need to look at. We saw that at Coho. 2.6 Koso Junction. We saw that. That came in at 5:04. So I think that's a wrap. Just looking and thinking, is there anything else? No, I think that's it for today. And I'm gonna keep these updates a little shorter because reading the climate news is really, reading the stories is depressing, and it really brings me down, and I'd rather be mainly reporting on things that I'm actually seeing. And also focusing on Oroville till we get through this crisis. Maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. So I do believe we're in the end times, and time is shorter than we know. And I recommend everyone get their spiritual houses in order while you still have time. So until next time, God bless everyone. Go in peace. Good night.